Matt, we are back for another cybersecurity tech talk sponsored by Hillstone Networks.
Our
Um,
friends at Hillstone.
has it been a month? It feels like I just saw you. But
Yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it?
what are we talking about? We have covered such a wide range of topics this year, everything from zero trust and endpoint and AI. And
Yeah.
what haven't we talked about that we're going to cover tonight or
Not only
today?
have we talked about a lot of technologies, we've talked to folks from a lot of different regions, primarily in the Western Hemisphere, right? So North America, South America. We've talked about some really, to what you said, some kind of like really interesting stuff around cloud and really endpoint protection, a lot of different areas. We're going to travel to the Eastern Hemisphere for this tech talk. And we're going to talk about security and security solutions around SD-WAN, software-defined wide area networks. And this is interesting for Southeast Asia in particular because it's such a densely populated part of the world, and there is so much of and there are so many, corporate organizations with branch offices all around Southeast Asia. So, the topic of WANs, SD-WANs, and security around SD-WANs is of particular interest. So we have a couple of folks who are experts in the market that are going to help educate us and tell us a little bit more about the kind of the conditions in Southeast Asia as it pertains to SD-WAN. The first is Suryafi Lim, who is a director of sales and marketing at Sistech. I want to make sure I get it right. Kharisma, right?
Yes,
Sistech
Sistech
Kharisma. Is that
Kharisma.
right, Suryafi? Um, and Sistech is they're huge. They support all of the big players in Asia and have a very substantial and strong practice around networking and security across Southeast Asia. And Sarah, if I remember correctly, you're based in Indonesia. Is that correct?
Yes, we are based in Indonesia.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us today.
Who else do we have, Matt?
We have the one and only, the man with the amazing haircut, uh, the manager of systems engineers and sales engineers in Southeast Asia, Jerry Chang. And Jerry is based, Jerry, you're based in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, is that correct?
Yes,
Um,
I am. I'm based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
and your practice area is all of Southeast Asia, is that correct?
Yes, I am. So I cover a couple of countries like in Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam, right, to
Wow.
promote our Houston technology to our customers and partner there.
And all of the Hillstone, the entire Hillstone portfolio.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Excellent. Excellent. So let's jump in, guys. Who wants to, Steve, you want to kick it off with the first?
Well, my first question is really basic, and maybe Matt, you could answer this for me because I am not a networking guy. What is software defined WAN? How is that different from just WAN?
Wayne? So before they answer, I'm gonna say something to that. I spent some time in IT and I ran a bunch of IT organizations, and I focused on servers and applications. I always looked at the networking as kind of like the plumbing of IT, and those people were always smarter and a little bit stranger than the rest of us. So I always left them alone. So I never really fully delved into. So I'm gonna, Jerry Suryafi, let's jump into that. Steve asks a really good question. Kind of set the stage. SD-WAN. How would you explain it to a friend that was just sitting at the table with you?
I think I can take the question first from Steve. I think in the terms of software-defined WAN, so it is technologies that we can actually embark using our SD-WAN devices, all right, to link up branches from many different locations, all right, back to data center, back to HQ, all right, to access the right business application or services. So back then, I think how we do it is actually by renting the expensive lease line or MPLS line, all right, to connect remote branches back to HQ. But with technology today, with the SD-WAN technology, so the customers or partner have the option, all right, to use a cheaper alternative broadband line, all right? At the same time, still ensure the SLA and quality of the line back to the HQ to access their desired application and services.
And this is popular, gaining in popularity. A lot of enterprises are deploying, a lot of businesses are deploying SD-WAN.
In fact, yes, we see it popularities from this region, especially for enterprises, including government sector as well and financial sector as well.
Okay.
And Suryafi, you're talking to customers a lot, right? I mean, you're out there positioning and selling different SD-WAN solutions. What do you hear is the major drivers, the major reasons why an organization would deploy SD-WAN in their company? Is it cost savings? Is it cost savings and reliability? What are the business drivers for deploying SD-WAN?
Okay, because currently for our region in Indonesia, basically the lease line still quite expensive. And the other one is like for us, it's like a IT expert, the people's knowledge on the network and so on is like quite challenging. Especially like with Indonesia that we have many islands that connected, so HQ to branches and so on. So it's like the diversity of what knowledge of every people is just like quite far away. With the help actually with the SD-WAN, it's going to be easier for all the headquarter peoples that to deploy to their branches without not much on the what we're doing, as like that they can just plug and play with all the setup coming from the HQ. So that is one thing that we're seeing that is help for Indonesia currently with that what we said that the missing people's expertise and so on. And basically what we see that in Indonesia is that a lot of retail chains with a lot of branches. So that is like where we see the SD-WAN market actually for Indonesia still have a lot room to grow.
Interesting. And is when a company deploys, SD-WAN, and this is but for both of you, so please feel free to just kind of talk back and forth. I'm a organization, say government organization in Indonesia, and I have local offices on a lot of the different islands. Is that a project that I undertake myself, or do I go to a Sistech along with the Hillstone to help deploy SD-WAN across my organization? Is that something Sistech specializes in, deploying SD-WAN for customers, or do you just simply sell them the product?
Okay, most likely for new product line that we carry, basically we provide additional services to our system integrated partners that win the project, help them like to ensure that the deployment is there. So it's like our homework to provide services, get our people to certify and become their first help before that we have to reach to Hillstone to make sure that the knowledge, the product, everything has deployed as it is.
And Jerry, how do you view this? I mean, you are the Hillstone guy. How do you view these engagements happening?
Actually, I'm seeing engagement in the two different kind of a model. One is managed services or managed security services, which is provided by the partner directly to the customers. Mm-hmm. So whereby in that kind of particular project or tenders that they are talking about, so they just spell out the requirement of we need SD-WAN solution for our company, and whereby they will open the bidding to the partner to bid in with the products and also a solution together with the services. So that's where they actually outsource the managed services, including the SD-WAN solution, all right, 100% to the partner to manage for them. The second option will be the customers own it, whereby they just require partner to actually deploy it, and after that they will take over, and then they maintain themselves. So it depends on our customers. We saw before different vertical have different kind of choices they make. All right. Yeah. But recently, for the recent years after the pandemic, all right, especially in government sectors, we are seeing more customers' willingness to go for a managed services model.
That would make sense. And on that managed services side, how do you how does a customer, say a government agency, how do they pay for that? Is it the number of connections they have? Is it the amount of data that's moving from from one point to another? How does that typically work?
So I
Um,
think
oh, okay.
what we observed so
Mm-hmm.
far, all right, is actually based on contract. It could be a contract of 3 years to five
Yes.
years, and then from there, the customers will actually work with the partner that offering the managed services packages, and sometimes they also work together with the telco ISP provider that bundle in together with the internet line,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh. Surafi, were you going to say something as well?
Yes, I think the most practice like coming from mostly on the retail store, since that they have a lot of store chains, like most likely they will work with the service provider included from their network internet bandwidth. So that's how they sign up the contract. Most likely 3 to 5 years.
Okay. Okay.
So, Jerry, so I'm your customer. I'm deploying SD-WAN, or I'm her customer, and I'm deploying SD-WAN, and I want to secure it. Right? What's involved in that? Is there more than just slapping a firewall on and calling it a day?
Uh, that's a good question, Steve. I
Hmm.
think customers now has been bombasted by a lot of different vendor story and etc.
Yeah.
But basically, SD-WAN technology and solution, I personally divided into two group, right? One is dedicated SD-WAN devices. So we are seeing some vendor that are offering that just for connectivity perspective. So the second will be the secure SD-WAN, which is what our Houston technology are offering to them, whereby using our next-gen firewall appliance from Houston, so that same appliance or next-gen firewall can act as a SD-WAN devices. So that greatly help customers to actually reduce the complexity when come to branch architecture and deployment, and also save costs because you need lesser people to maintain on the branch level. You need lesser expertise. Everything can be actually centralized, managed, and controlled from HQ to deliver the SD-WAN capability and at the same time, all right, enable the security features that you can find in our Houston Next-Gen firewall.
And Surafi, would you answer that question the same way, or do you have a slightly different view on kind of securing SD-WAN environments?
Currently with the cyber security case, cyber crimes that happening, and I think Southeast Asia is like really a high target for all that event, and we have see a lot on the news. So actually, secure SD-WAN is like one of the things that people are looking at. So it's just not just like the standard SD-WAN, which is just the connectivity. Now it's more on secure SD-WAN. That is like why we also pick up Hillstone is like one of our product portfolio, because that the product portfolio coming from Hillstone, that they have a lot of things that we can do. Because so we can start coming in from the SD-WAN perspective, and then by the time that we go in, then they can add up more that to secure their environment. So that is like what we see, and people are moving towards on that way, but it's like need a lot of education to have to be done for Indonesia market.
Okay. In the eyes of Hillstone or in the eyes of Sistech, when you're thinking about how you secure SD-WANs, are all SD-WANs the same? I mean, there are a lot of different solutions out there.
Yes.
Is the approach to how you secure these environments the same regardless of what technology is being deployed by the customer? So if I'm using VMware, for instance,
Yeah, because like we see that Hilton have a complete solution. So like we start from SD-WAN, then we can move to the other one, more on the preventive one, like NDR. So that is the things that we see that people are more starting the mature start. Then we can have what we can call is like step by step on moving towards on protecting their environment. So for us, like we have been seeing a few things. There is a lot of challenges coming from others also. It's like not the come as a same one dashboard. It's not work alone with a lot of brands. But with Hillstone, they can start from very standard, which is next gen firewall. But after that, they can move forward towards more enhanced security product that they can go through. More on that.
Do you find that most? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, more. We are seeing that more on that perspective. So that is like where we can see that how we can go to the market with a different way with Hillstone.
Do you find, and this is maybe for both of you, do you find that most of your customers are putting an adequate amount, the right amount of protection on their SD-WAN? People take it seriously?
I think yes. To answer a question, Steve, all right, I'm seeing a government agency that enforcing the security practices, right, actually lay down the regulation, all right, to all the government agency within the Malaysia, for example, that any new branch upgrade project, all right, when it comes to connectivity, secure SD-WAN is a compliance checking, all right, when it comes to their project kickoff. All right, so they're actually taking it very seriously because they know that now with today's cyber attack landscape, it's no longer just targeted to customers' HQ at data center. So adversary is actually looking for the weakest link, and that mostly happen to our endpoint devices that is laying around from HQ all the way to the branch's remote employee. So I just want to add on what Poo's Rafi saying just now. I think with the layered defense solution offered from Hillstone, all right, SD-WAN will be the starting point, all right, for customers to adopt our security technology. So after that, there's other solutions that actually enhance or embrace the technology to help customers to do the business continuity planning. All right, technology like ZTNA that allow remote user to log in, all right, to access the right application using the right devices. All right, solution like WAF, all right, web applications, firewall, ADC, and etc. All this will actually greatly help with the integrated approach, all right, from Hillstone technology, right, to enable customers to have a better security posture when it comes to protecting their important asset.
Go ahead, Matt.
Okay, sorry. So don't worry about the pauses, guys. Well, we edit this so that.
Okay.
So, Suryafi, you deal with a lot of different technology vendors in the market, right? I mean, Sistech is you do consulting services, you deploy, and you work with everybody. Why Hillstone? Why does a Sistech who already has a broad portfolio, why do you choose to work with Hillstone to support, to bring on and deliver services to your customers?
Okay, we have seen that Hillstone has put what we can call is like advantage from the product portfolio that we have to grow our market. So that's why we choose Hillstone to be put in our product portfolio. The other things that we see that Hillstone has been in the market for Indonesia, but we have not seen that Hillstone market or industry base is being covered. Like for Indonesia currently, we have seen that Hillstone is quite well known in certain government sectors. But going further as the retail, manufacturing, it's not as strong as the others that have been here. So we have been seeing that there is another market that we can grow, which is go together with Hillstone, work together with others, service provider that the one that have not picked or choose one brand particular to support their customers on the MSP project. So that's what we are trying to work on it. So if we grow, then Hillstone will grow. That is what we think, and we're seeing that the market is there. Compete with others have been in the market with the good product solution. And I think that from a lot of things that we have seen that a competitive offer the others. So that's why we are quite quite sure that we can grow the market with Hillstone, and on that angle that Hillstone growing, and that it means Sistech will grow also. So that's the why we choose Hillstone to be our product portfolio.
Excellent. And Jerry, likewise, you have Hillstone is a global company. You have a lot of partners out there through distribution, through consulting, through services, through resell, through the channel. What is it about Sistech that is so compelling that Hillstone says this is the company we want to work with in Indonesia and other places?
I believe from our assessment point of view, all right, we are seeing the strong influence of the Sistech Kharisma in Indonesia market, and also they have branches that providing supporting in 7 of the major city that's covering almost entire Indonesia. So we do need this kind of skill set, dedication, and expertise from our partner to help to deliver our Houston technology to our broader customer base. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to project implementation, all right, deployment, I believe that Sistech have the capability, all right, to cover all the region, all right, including the entire Indonesia for us to deliver our secure SD-WAN to our customer base.
Oh, okay.
So another point, I think Sistech also carried quite a different of product portfolio. They also carry like servers, switching, networking, and etc. So that will be part of their strategy to bundle in our secure SD-WAN to offer it to their broader customer base and partner.
And Jerry, so Hillstone Secure SD-WAN, does that integrate in with the rest of the portfolio, or is it?
I think starting from the infrastructure's implementation tender or project, so one of the key point into that tender or project will be the security portion, all right? So from the unique positioning from Sistech Kharisma in Indonesia, all right, they can actually provide a total solution, all right, to the partner and customers when come to the turnkey project bidding or deployment.
One of the things I want to ask about is, when we talk about SD-WAN, typically a lot of what we've been talking about is kind of a central location out to the branches, right? Another area to talk about is the edge, right? And securing those things on the edge, zero-touch provisioning, so on and so forth. What is the Hillstone play there? And I'll make this a two-parter. What is the Sistech view of kind of like how you provide that connectivity and security out at the edge? So we'll start with you, Jerry. How does Hillstone view the edge and kind of the whole SD-WAN world? Are they just, other clients that need to have connectivity? Do you treat them differently? Is that part of an SD-WAN solution, or is it an add-on, or how does that play?
To us, right, it is an add-on complementary solution, right, to what Sistech Kharisma can provide to their customers. All right, especially on the agility of setting up a new branches using SD-WAN technology. So all we need to do is just deliver next-gen firewalls from Houston, and that will be giving them the immediate SD-WAN capability to actually bring up the branches, all right, to allow them to access to the right application almost instantly, all right? So after that, this is where the customers will actually move on, all right, to look deeper into how to enhance the branches user experience. So with our Houston next-gen firewall, with the security features that we can turn on at every single branches, so this is where the customers also looking forward to actually improve the user experience at the branch level, whereby now they can straight away implement the security policy from HQ all the way to branches to allow the branches user or employee to do a local internet breakout, for example. All right. So with that local internet breakout, this is where the users from the branches can enjoy or experience a better or faster broadband internet connectivity to access to the public cloud or SaaS application at the branch level. So this is a lot of different compared to the old days, whereby the SD-WAN is not so popular, right? So we are seeing a lot of branches actually when they go for internet to access the internet resources. So they actually divert the traffic from branches all the way back to the HQ. So that actually implant many courses and also upgrade in terms of the HQ bandwidth and etc., which are indirectly impose unnecessary burden when come to the operation costs to be maintained at branch and also the HQ level.
Yeah. Okay. So what about from your perspective, Suryafi, as we think about, we talk about clients a lot, but when we think about edge environments and retail outlets and, devices that are sitting out there, scanners, registers, things of that nature, what's it like with connecting and provisioning and managing and securing those types of devices?
Okay, for use case in retail store in Indonesia, mostly it's about connectivity from retail, from the store, go back to the HQ. And the concern is like the bandwidth internet is not as good as in HQ, which is in Jakarta, go to the other city. So it's like for them, it's like using SD-WAN is like make sure that the connectivity is stable and they can have secure positioning on that. So that is the major issue that what the retail store are currently facing.
So are you, I don't know if y'all can answer this question or not, but I'm kind of curious. Or Steve, you might know too. We're talking about SD-WAN being deployed in Southeast Asia in two areas, Malaysia and Indonesia, that have some very densely populated but very distributed kind of requirements. So the need for connecting out to lots of islands in Indonesia or lots of government agencies across Malaysia, fully understand, or Vietnam, fully understand how that plays out. Is Southeast Asia unique in its dependence on and deploying of SD-WAN, or is this, do you see this as kind of, it's pretty much globally everybody's doing it because everybody has distributed environments?
So the way I see it, I think it could be applicable to the global phenomenon, whereby more customers are looking to be work remotely. All right. So that's why SD-WAN is part of the technology that can deliver the remote workforce. All right, for better connectivity and security, and also other solutions from Houston like ZTNA, Zero Trust Network Access. Right, could be complement, all right, to actually embark with the customer strategy, all right, to actually allow the employee to work remotely. And the good thing about that is ZTNA technology from Houston, we are also using back the same next-gen firewall to deliver it. So that greatly help customers to reduce the complexity when it comes to providing or provisioning this secure remote access, being it from branch or remote user working from anywhere, all right, to allow them to access the right application back to the data center or HQ.
I'm going to ask you one more question and then hand it off to Steve, and then I'll shut up. I tried asking this earlier, but I wasn't quite so eloquent. So there are a lot of SD-WAN solutions out there, right? VMware has an SD-WAN solution that gets deployed, right? Let's say I'm a company that uses VMware exclusively, and I use VMware to employ my SD-WAN strategy. Is there a play for Hillstone to help, add? I know there is a play. There's an opportunity, but do you see, Hillstone coming in and still adding extra layers of security to that solution for those types of customers?
It will be depends on customers' planning and strategy. All right. If let's say for the technology of SD-WAN, all right, to be frank, it's not latest, newest technology that we can see. It's been there for like for the past 6 to 7 years.
Sure.
So I think one of the main driving reason for customers to choose which vendor to deploy is definitely come from a cost-saving perspective.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So definitely SD-WAN technology from Houston, we do provide a better cost performance compared to a lot of other vendor that you can find from the market. And also with our integrative cybersecurity solution, we can insert different kind of layer of security protection to our customers, all right, to help them to do centralized management and also threat intelligence sharing to strengthen their entire HQ branch architecture in the coming years to help them to defend the latest modern cyber threat.
Mm-hmm. So are you saying that if I'm using a different SD-WAN solution, I can still use a Hillstone, say XDR, some platform to ingest a lot of that SD-WAN data and still provide more comprehensive security to customers?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's an important distinction because SD-WAN, as you say, is a fairly mature technology. It's been around for quite a while. You know, we don't mean to talk about it like it's brand new, but it's been around for some time. And it's important to understand that there's still a value add for Hillstone in environments that have already deployed SD-WAN across the enterprise.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with you. So back to the question just now you asked about the edge protection, right? So because, for example, like what Suraifi is sharing just now in Indonesian market, so especially on the retail sector, so there are many IoT devices deployed at the branches, right? This is where our Houston Next-Gen Firewall can provide those IoT device protection at the branch level to actually strengthen their branch to be free from being targeted by the potential malicious attacker.
Excellent. That's what I wanted to get at. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sure, no problem.
So just one last quick, because we're almost out of time. You know, Matt said at the top of the Tech Talk that we talk to people all over the world, right? And one of the things that we always try to tease out of our guests is we're always looking for places to visit. Is Indonesia a nice vacation destination? And do you see a lot of Americans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We should come.
Indonesia, yes, you
Okay.
should come. Yeah. Enjoy the vibe. Go for you will see like what with a very like you spend like 2 hours, you already enjoy a different scenery, different weather. So it's nice to be here. Then we don't have to be feel like too hot or too cold.
So we're going to go to
Go ahead, Steve. I talked over you. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, you go.
I was going to say, so I've been to Southeast Asia many times, but never Indonesia. So we'll put that on the list.
Really?
Take this on the road.
Indonesia and Malaysia.
Yeah. And Malaysia. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to. Yep.
Oh, really? Then Steve and Matt, put that into your bucket list. All right. Pay a visit to Indonesia and Malaysia.
Right.
All right. If can, to Thailand and Vietnam as well. So you will truly feel the different kind of culture. All right. Even though it's a smaller region, it's not a very big geographical country, but you definitely can feel the different experience when it comes to culture in different countries in Southeast Asia.
All right. You need to invite us for a site visit so we can come see some of your customers and better understand how SD-WAN solutions from Hillstone are being deployed and by Sistech. So there you go. I guess we'll come out next month. How's that?
Right. We'll do a podcast from the road. Hey, so thank you both. Thank you both very much for taking the time. I know I always learn something here because I'm dumb, but you make me smarter. Matt, this is our 10th Tech Talk. We got 2 to go this year.
Yeah, we're rocking and rolling.
I don't know what we're talking about next month. Go ahead.
I don't, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be, I don't think it's going to top this one, but it's going to be interesting, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see you then, and thank everybody for viewing.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome.